Today I want to invite you to come along with me as I finally get my summer garden boxes cleaned out. Stay tuned. Hey friends, welcome to Garden with Creekside. I am Jenny, and today I have finally got some time to clean out my garden boxes that you see right behind me. Christmas is just around the corner. I mean, we're talking about days away. And can you see in that very far back corner, I still have tomato cages and pepper plants still in my garden boxes. We are just on the Hot Mess Express here today, and that's okay, because you know what? You make time, or you have time to get these projects done whenever the opportunities arise. So today it is an absolutely gorgeous blue sky day. It's nice and cool and crisp. Have some time that I can come out here and get these projects done. This is the kind of stuff that I love to do. This is the gardening that is just right up my alley. We've got a mess behind us, and by the time we get done, it's gonna be nice and clean and neat and tidy and ready for the winter. Now, I have 5 garden boxes here. These are permanent, obviously permanent garden boxes. They're roughly about 10 feet long and about 4 feet wide. And throughout the seasons, I will put various vegetables and flowers in here. I do not really have any fall winter crops in here right now. I do have one bed that does have a little bit of lettuce in it. I'm not doing onions and garlic this year. It's just, when it came time to plant them, I didn't have time, so we're not doing them. But today the main goal is to, one, get the peppers and tomato plants out of here, put those cages up for the winter, and then of course get all the weeds out. How I put my garden boxes to bed for the winter, I am going to go ahead and this year put some land and sea on top of the soil, and then Jackson and my mama are currently chopping up and mulching some leaves, so I will top dress each of these beds in leaves. So I think let's just go ahead, and 2 of the boxes are already pretty much cleaned out. And then the middle box that has that obelisk right there, that is my herb box. Some of those herbs are perennials and some of them are annuals. Obviously I need to get those cleaned out, so let's just get started. This is the one bed that I'm not going to really have to do anything to because I have already weeded it. This is the one that obviously has my winter lettuce in it. And a couple, gosh, it probably been a month or 2 ago now, Jackson was able to mulch some leaves for me. So this has already been covered in leaf mulch. So I don't have to worry about this one. This one is completely done. So yay, 1 down, 4 to go. And then here we have the bed right next to the lettuce, and you can see that part of it has gotten some leaf mulch on it. And you will notice that we do have drip irrigation in all of our garden boxes. Obviously the irrigation has been turned off for the winter. So the system is turned off. The pipes will stay on top of the soil, and then we'll put the land and sea and the leaf mulch on top of it. For us, I don't have to do anything other than just turn the system off and make sure it's kind of blown out. Of course, we are in North Carolina zone 7B, so we don't have to worry about extremely hard winters. So you will see that each box does have the brown tubing in it, and that is our drip system. It's a great system. You can see right here, hopefully, that it's about so you can see this little hole right here, and it's really about every foot. So then there's another hole right there, and it just drips. So this is on a timer connected to our irrigation system. That way in the summertime, I can just set it and forget it. Jackson and Mama brought up the first round of leaf mulch, and they were a lot faster than what I was anticipating. So I did not have time to get my land and sea out. So that's what I'm doing now to try to play catch up with them. I think 2 bags per bed will be plenty, and then we'll just spread the leaf mulch on top of it, and that should be great for the rest of the season. It'll just decompose over the winter. Great nutrition in these beds, and they will do great. So we're just going to get the land and sea out, and then the leaves on top of it. Now what is that? That's tarragon. This is the bed that has absolutely been driving me crazy since probably August at least. And yes, it is towards the end of December because, I mean, y'all, really. I mean, the tomatoes are completely dead, brown up, dried up plants. I mean, this is pathetic and pitiful, but you know what? It's okay. The idea of having a perfect garden or the perfect anything is just an absolute lie. So if you have, which I guarantee you do, or everybody does, has that area of your garden that looks less than desirable, it's okay. Don't worry about it. But when you have the time, take care of it. So that's what we're gonna do today. Obviously, this really probably will not be that big of a deal to get this stuff out, but it's gonna make a massive impact on how the space looks and my emotional state when I look out here, and it'll all be neat and tidy because it'll make me feel so much better to have this cleaned up. Friends, so the main cleanup work is done. You can see that all the beds have been weeded. They have received land and sea compost and a nice, really thick layer of leaf mulch that Jackson and my mama just had the most fun with the lawnmower. Chop it up into little bits. We use this leaf litter, leaf mulch, because when you break it down, it just provides, one, it helps prevent weeds from coming up in your garden bed, which is always a great thing. It just helps retain moisture, it decomposes, and it's a great natural compost for your garden bed. Under normal circumstances, your leaves will decompose in about 6 months. Well, 6 months is pushing it for us here. So what I'm going to add is some of the Espoma blood meal, and that really helps to rapidly increase the decomposition of these brown leaves. Just because they're already chopped up, we're gonna help add a little bit of extra nitrogen. Blood meal is basically all nitrogen. So that's what helps break down these leaves and provides just great compost for these garden boxes, which is always a great thing when you're trying to grow plants. So all I'm gonna do is I've got my handy dandy PW little bucket, and it's just a really fine, you're just gonna sprinkle on there. Doesn't take a whole lot. And I am wearing gloves because, of course, this is a Spoma products, and you know they always have such a great smell to them. So I'm just going to go through and sprinkle some blood meal on all of these boxes. It's amazing what just a couple of hours of good old-fashioned work will do for your garden. So I encourage you, if you get a nice, sunny, warmish day this winter, get outside, get one of those little projects that's been nagging you, get it done, get it checked off. You will feel better from being outside, and your garden will feel better from a little TLC. These garden boxes, they are ready. They are finished for the season. Now, if you have the leaf mulch and you put the blood meal down, you will need to make sure that it gets well watered in. That just helps the process get going. We are gonna actually get a lot of rain tonight and into tomorrow. Therefore, I'm not gonna worry about watering this. We'll just let the good Lord do that for us. Remember, our North Carolina winters are traditionally pretty wet, so that is really helpful in the decomposition of these leaves. The next thing that will happen with these garden boxes is I will just wait until probably end of February, beginning of March, and I can go ahead and like sow my arugula and my carrots and those kinds of things. I just do a direct seed on those. They should have a nice, very happy home to go into and perform fantastic. The next chore in this area is to work in the hydrangea bed that is directly above us. Get those trimmed back, get the lavender trimmed back a little bit. It needs a little TLC, some fresh mulch, and just get this whole area ready for winter once and for all. As always, thank you so much for gardening with Creekside. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.